What did I do?
Yeah, and then you like when you put it in.
Yes. Lunch myself.
Alright. Okay, so, oh, sorry. Okay, Assembly guys, get on. We're going to go ahead and be ready to project in just a moment. You want to walk along here? We have one more pink hat. You're not even ready. Three more quality pink hats.
No. I have red shoes.
Okay.
Look at my shoes, everybody. They're get off.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're ready. Let's go.
This is oh wait, I didn't get that. And I wanted that. But I need something first.
Okay, guys.
No, you're supposed to get up.
That's what I want to
Hello everyone, my name is Abby and welcome back to our online assembly. Happy Friday morning everyone, I'm Sian and we are hoping to see you at the theater. Yes, but unfortunately, because of new regulations, we are going back to our virtual assemblies. Still, virtual assemblies are cool! Woo! Here is something to cheer you up. The Tet holiday is coming up soon. Yeah, Tet is celebration of the New Year in Lunar calendar. Lots of countries celebrate the Lunar New Year, including Vietnam. China also celebrates Lunar New Year. Do you know any other countries that celebrate the Lunar New Year? Well, I think Korea and China celebrate them. If your country celebrates the Lunar New Year, then do you know how to say Lunar New Year in your home language? Yes, Lunar New Year is Seolnal in Korean. We are to wear the traditional clothes called hanbok, and you are wearing one. Yes, it's really nice. Now moving on. Let's see if you were born in 2009. I think most of the 6th graders were born in 2009. If you were born in 2009, which is the year of the ox, and this year will be your lucky year. Some people put on a red bracelet around their hand for good luck. Now we will have some announcements. We would like to welcome the principals on stage.
Good morning, everybody. Just have a couple of reminders that I want to talk about and some changes based on the events that happened yesterday. So as you can see, the assembly team is all masked up and we're asking everyone on campus to wear a mask at all times. We had a good run of 55 days. You got to see how over time we lessened restrictions and we're ready to have a live assembly. So we've gone back to tighter restrictions and we will hopefully ease them up as we start counting again and move toward another new 55 days. So I do ask that you wear your mask on campus. Also, in regards to regulations, I want to talk about lunch. We want students to eat in the canteen inside the plexiglass dividers. So we are asking, even if you bring your lunch to school, please eat in the canteen with everyone inside a plexiglass divider. We know that during lunch and when we don't have a mask on and we're talking and eating, there's lots of fluids that are exchanged, as gross as that may sound. So this is just an extra precaution to help with that. We don't want to see you eating outside and as a group around a picnic table. We'd much rather see you and expect to see you inside the canteen. So hopefully that makes sense. Those expectations are the same for high school students as well. Next, your reports came out last week, and your parents might have asked some questions, or you may have sat down and had a conversation. We realized the email that originally went out said that you could view them through the parent portal, but you can also view them on your student portal. I will be sending you an email later today to show you how you can access your reports on your student portal in Veracross. I think it's important to know what teachers say, how you're progressing in your criteria grades, and if you are received a 3 or below, there's a comment from a teacher that's very important for both you and your parents. It's ways that you can improve, it's what you should focus on, because we really want to see in semester 2 that growth happen. So we want you to interact and ask questions and view your report. So again, I will send an email later today that shows you how to access that on your student portal. Also, we don't know, as the government continues contact tracing, there's always that chance that we might go to distance learning. Okay, that means teachers may be on campus, students may not. Teachers and students may be off campus, so I want to give you 2 reminders about that. Number 1, please know how to access your Veracross portal and where teachers post your work. Also know that if we go to distance learning, we will turn on Google Hangouts for middle school students, which I'm sure is going to excite a lot of you, right? So we will turn those on if we go to distance learning, and that's going to be your preferred method of communication, okay? And more will come via if we go to distance learning. Also, if we go to distance learning, your first point of contact for information about what's going on is going to be your mentor, right? So with that, there are many of you who do not check your email. Like, there's some inboxes that have 20,000 unread emails in them. Like, Mr. T can't even count that high, right? So you need to read your emails and be on top of that. We expect you to check that daily. And I know you're sitting there thinking, oh, Mr. Aiken, you're going to send another AQI email? I'm so tired of getting those, right? But they're important. Your emails keep you aware of what is going on. So you need to get in the habit, if you're not, in checking your email, sorting those, and staying on top of that, all right? If you are, thank you for doing that and being an informed community member here, because we rely on people being in the know to know the right thing to do, like to always wear your mask again. That was in an email that went out yesterday if you didn't read it. Also in emails, I've been sending out some reminders, typically top 3 things, because it's easy to remember 3 things. 2 weeks ago, one was around backpacks, and we've seen an uptick in people bringing backpacks to class. Now, I want you to think about your teachers. Your teachers change rooms, move around, go to meetings, and most of them walk around with something like this in a water bottle. We do not walk around with a backpack. We do not take a backpack, dump it into a drawstring sack that's supposed to be for PE kit and shoes only, not the kitchen sink and everything else, right? Nor do we take that backpack and dump it into a tote bag that's as big as a backpack that now you're carrying on one shoulder and walking around like this. So, the reason we ask that you leave your backpacks in your locker, here's a couple of reasons. Number 1, we really want you to develop the ATL skill of self-management. Knowing where you're going, what you need to make that class happen, builds the habit of being prepared, right? The other one is you're still growing kiddos. And the majority of you with a backpack will put everything in it so you never have to go back to your locker and you're walking around lugging that thing all day long. That's not healthy, right? Or something we want for you. Also, with that, people put phones, Airpods, all the other things that are supposed to live in your locker in your backpack. And we know backpacks get thrown around and left, and sometimes that leaves it the opportunity open to lose things. tying on to, if you walk with a backpack, they get left around. They turn into like a landmine in a classroom. Teachers trip over them, kids trip over them. You know your teachers change you up in groups all the time. They get you moving in the classroom. A backpack hinders that process. So backpacks, stay in your locker. Cell phones, stay in your locker. I realize some of you check messages and communicate with your family between break and lunch, but quite often if you're communicating with your family, that doesn't involve 3 friends, duck lips, and dance moves. A text is a quick text back home, phone goes back up. Not a, I'm gonna send my family a TikTok, okay? Cell phones, stay in your locker. Airpods are becoming another issue. If you're walking around rocking Airpods and you don't have a laptop on you, that means somewhere on your body is a cell phone, because Bluetooth isn't that good to Bluetooth from your locker to the canteen. Also, at one point in the middle school office, there were 21 individual Airpods. Don't know which ones were partners or not, because there were more lefts than there were rights. Okay? Which means someone usually wears a right one and they lose the left one, which is why we have a bunch of lefts. So, and those things aren't cheap. We talk about how we want to support people in service projects and how we can give money, time, and effort, and then we're just losing these things, right? So, they need to stay in your locker as well. Also in the top reminder, and that goes with technology, tied up to technology at lunch and break. We're seeing that happen more and more. Reminder that we are not on technology during lunch and break. 2 main reasons. We want you to hang out with your friends and be social, not on a screen. And we also want you to be physically active if you choose that. Or reading a book. Lots of things you can engage in that do not involve tech. If you need to be on tech, you should be with a teacher in a classroom, and they will make that arrangement and be with you. Okay? And then finally, probably the last one. So if you tuned me out this whole time, I really need you to listen up right now. We are finding that kids are using language that is inappropriate. And by inappropriate, I mean sometimes it's curse words, sometimes it's one-off statements that we think are funny, but actually really hurt someone else's feelings. We take words that are applied to groups and sometimes use that word in a negative connotation, which could be offensive to a whole group. What you need to realize is this. As middle school students, we want you to inquire and question things. That's what learning is about. You need to realize there are some people questioning who they are, how they view their body, their views on the world, and when you make offhanded sometimes comments, they can cut very deep, even to your best friend. Because your best friend may be having body image issues and you've made a comment about someone's weight that even wasn't directed at them. So I really want you to think about the words that you choose. Even hanging out after school, during lunch, during break, in passing period, and the middle school breakout space. I've heard lots of language around the foosball table. So I will call you out, your teachers will call you out, and hopefully your friends will call you out. Because here's what you need to remember. Your language needs to be kind, needs to be inclusive, and it needs to be supportive. The only way or only reason you should talk down to someone is if you're looking down to help lift them up. So you need to think about what you say. Your words and actions have a huge impact. And we want to be a kind, supportive, and inclusive community. Have a great Friday, and I'm going to turn it back over to the Assembly team.
Thank you for the announcement. Now we would like to welcome Lily and Alessa on stage for an announcement from the Sustainability Club.
Hi, my name is Lily.
And my name's Alessa.
And we are members of the Middle School Sustainability Club.
Many of you may remember the readathon that was held over the summer break last year.
Well, the Sustainability Club is bringing that back for the middle school from the start of next week to the start of TEP break.
Simply log how many points you got from reading into a Google form we will send you later today.
The grade level that gets the most points will win a prize on the last day before the holidays.
Happy reading.
Thank you for the announcement. Now we have a quick video from the high school service group for Sunset. Enjoy.
Hello, we are from Sunset Service Learning Group.
As tradition, we're doing a Valentine's Rose.
For only $40, you can get a rose, a card, and a Hershey kiss delivered to your friends or significant other.
We will be selling at the canteen in a similar way that the Senate did for the chocolate sales.
Selling will be from Tuesday the 2nd to Thursday the 4th of February during lunch and breaks.
We will then be delivering the cards, Hershey kisses, and roses to your home base.
On Monday the 7th of February.
Please support Sunset. Hello. Hello, we are from Sunset Service Learning Group.
As tradition, we're doing a Valentine's Rose delivery.
For only $40, you can get a rose, a card, and a Hershey kiss delivered to your friends or significant other.
We will be selling at the canteen in a similar way that the Senate did for the chocolate sales.
Selling will be from Tuesday the 2nd to Thursday the 4th of February during lunch and breaks.
We will then be delivering the cards, Hershey kisses, and roses to your home base.
On Monday the 7th of February.
Please support Sunset.
Thank you for the video. Now we have an announcement from Mr. Gibbons.
Okay, everybody. Okay, just thinking back to the middle school fun run before the winter break. I was a little bit worried myself because let's say the grade 6s and the grade 7s, you haven't really done the run. Last year, unfortunately, we had to cancel because of bad AQI. So that was on my mind, was AQI. And then the other thing was on my mind was you've never done it before. So maybe some people are going to get lost. Luckily, we had fantastic weather on the day. The aim was obviously fun. Whatever your fun is, whether your fun is to walk 5 kilometers, jog, walk, or try to break a record, or your fun is when you get back to school and just interacting with your friends. And then that's a perfect way to just finish the term and then get into the winter break. So whatever your idea of fun, hopefully we achieve that. And then of course the second part of the annual run is charity. So we aim to raise as much money as we can for our really important charities. Okay? So I've made a little slideshow of the pictures just to remember back, and let's see if we achieved those 2 goals.
Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my old life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower. Fit the box, fit the mold, have a seat in the foyer. Take a number. I was lightning before the thunder.
Thunder, 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 thunder,
thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder. about being a big star. They say you're basic, they say you're easy. You're always riding in the backseat. Now I'm smiling from the stage while you were clapping in the nosebleeds.
Thunder, 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 thunder,
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thank you. Now we would like to share our positive news. We would like to welcome Irina and Stella on stage.
Hi guys, my name is Irina.
Hi, and I'm Stella. Our first positive news is about the pit viper named after a character from Harry Potter. In recent years, Himalayan-lying North Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh has been home to many newly discovered creatures. Most recently is a pit viper called the Tyrannosaurus Salazar, which Harry Potter fans would immediately recognize, and it means Salazar's pit viper.
The snake was named after a fictional founder of Hogwarts, House of Slytherin, the crest of which an emerald green snake. The pit viper certainly looks the part, though the males of this nocturnal species have a unique reddish-orange stripe down their side of their head.
Our second piece of positive news is that workers discovered this amazing quartz geode at the border of Uruguay and Brazil when they split open a rock to discover a beautiful purple heart on each side of it.
Last but not least, we're raising hope for 2 remaining northern white rhinos. Following up on their success of the last 2 years, the international collaborative effort to save northern white rhinos from extinction has been extracted another 14 egg cells from Fatu, one of 2 female rhinos that make up the living of the remaining species.
And that's your positive news.
Thank you for the wonderful positive news. Now a quick and easy question for you. Do you guys all remember what we did last assembly?
No.
What?
Yes, we did a trivia about 2020, and now it's time to review the answers. Here are the questions and answers. We will let you look at it for a few moments. Now we would like to announce the winner for home base and give their trophies. Drum roll, please. The winning home bases are 602, 805 and 6, 807 and 8. Congratulations and pat yourselves on the back. Your trophies will be delivered to your home bases on Monday. Since we have more time left, we are going to talk about 3 countries that celebrate the Lunar New Year.
Vietnam, China, and Korea are some of the countries that celebrate Lunar New Year. Lunar New Year is celebrated on February 12th this year according to the lunar calendar. The lunar calendar is a calendar based on the monthly cycles of the moon's phases.
Cool. Well, I wonder how the Lunar New Year is called in Vietnamese, Chinese, and Korean. Do you guys know what it is called in Korean?
Well, I know the answer. It's Seolnal. They wear traditional clothes called hanbok, what Abby is wearing, and bow to elders to receive money. One of the traditional food Koreans eat in the Lunar New Year is rice cake soup, also known as tteokbok.
There is also a traditional game called pitch pot, where people throw sticks from a distance and try to throw it in a canister.
Sounds cool. What about China? Do you know what Lunar Year is called in Chinese?
I I do. It's Xin Nian Kuala. Well, for the Lunar New Year, people mostly wear red and yellow colors. They have a family reunion dinner. Also, the older generation gives the younger generation New Year money inside a red envelope.
And finally, our host country, Vietnam.
Vietnam calls Lunar New Year Tet. In Tet, they clean their house thoroughly and eat foods such as bang trung, which is called the Tet cake.
Like other countries, elders give younger people money when they visit each other on New Year's. Some people worship their ancestors on New Year's. Now that you've learned about Lunar New Year, let's play some games relating to the three cultures played during the Lunar New Year.
Please welcome Jasmine and Suyun for the games.
Hi everyone, I'm Soyeon.
Hi, I'm Jasmine.
We were planning to do the bamboo dance, but what we are going to play is a Korean traditional game called pitch pot.
Please get some markers or pens and a small bucket or a cup. We will give you a minute to prepare.
Now place the bucket or cup in front of you. Take 3 big steps and try throwing the pens into the bucket. We will show you how to do it.
Now you may start.
We will play this game for 3 minutes.
Everybody take turns. Oh, wait, take the videos. Okay. No, it's called a smackdown.
Now the game is finished. Before the assembly ends, Remember to drop any ideas or things or games in the suggestion box in Miss Kaufman's room, which is B5103.
Now that it's time to end our assembly, if you want to, you can share your own Lunar New Year traditions with your home base or write a thank you note for anyone who helped in the last Lunar New Year, the year of the rat. Thank you for coming and see you after the TET break. Also, have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming. Bye.